Dating as an introvert can feel like you're constantly swimming against the current. The world pushes you to be outgoing, loud, and effortlessly charming. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. Those extroverted traits aren't the magic formula for a successful dating life. In fact, trying to fit a mold that doesn't suit you often backfires. So, how do you build real confidence and find meaningful connections without forcing yourself into an extroverted box?
Spoiler
It's
alert.
simpler than you think, and it starts by embracing who you already are. Let's dive into the steps you can take to confidently date as an introvert and watch how the right connections begin to unfold. Confidence versus self-esteem in dating. Confidence and self-esteem aren't the same thing, and that's where a lot of people get stuck. Confidence is situation-based. You might feel totally in control at work, but second-guess yourself on a date. Self-esteem, though, runs deeper. It's about the standards you set for yourself and what you believe you deserve in a relationship. If you secretly think you're not attractive or interesting enough, even the best dating advice won't help. The real game changer? Building both confidence and self-esteem at the same time, without faking it. For introverts, dating can feel like a performance. The pressure to be charming, quick-witted, or endlessly engaging is exhausting. But here's the thing. Introverts don't need to compete with extroverts. In fact, their natural strengths, deep conversations, active listening, and emotional intelligence make them stand out in ways that actually matter.
Got it.
Instead of trying to be more outgoing, focusing on being more present and intentional can make a bigger impact than any pickup line ever could. Overcoming social anxiety. Self-esteem, though, is what keeps you from settling for less than you deserve. Too many people lower their standards just to avoid being alone, which only leads to frustration later on. Instead of swiping mindlessly or forcing connections, introverts thrive when they choose quality over quantity, dating people who match their values, not just their circumstances. But here's the tricky part. Overcoming the fear of rejection and social anxiety that keeps them stuck in their comfort zone. A lot of introverts mistake social anxiety for low self-worth, but they're not the same thing.
True.
Social anxiety is that voice in your head convincing you that everyone is analyzing your every move, when in reality, most people are too focused on themselves to notice. The problem is, if you believe that dating success depends on making zero mistakes, you'll freeze up. The real shift happens when you stop trying to impress and start focusing on connection. A date isn't a test. It's just two people figuring out if they vibe. Childhood experiences and self-doubt. One of the biggest game changers for introverts is shifting the goal of a date. Instead of thinking, I hope they like me, try, do I like them?
Nice.
This tiny mindset switch takes the pressure off and makes you more present. Think about it. When you're genuinely curious about someone, the conversation flows naturally. You stop obsessing over saying the perfect thing and start actually listening. And that's way more attractive than scripted charm. But breaking free from social anxiety doesn't happen overnight. It's a muscle you build. The key is exposure in small, manageable doses. Step 1. Reframe your strengths as an introvert. You don't need to be the life of the party to be successful in dating. In fact, your ability to listen, observe, and connect deeply is something most people find refreshing. Instead of seeing your introversion as a weakness, flip the script. Your quiet nature makes you more thoughtful, more intentional, and more authentic.
Got it.
Step 2. Develop self-control in social interactions. Confidence isn't about being fearless. It's about managing your reactions.
Got it.
If you tend to overthink before or after a date, set a simple rule. No excessive analysis. Instead of replaying every word you said, focus on one thing you enjoyed about the interaction. This trains your mind to see dating as an experience, not a performance. Step 3. Align your actions with your ideal self. Think about the kind of dating life you truly want. Is it full of effortless conversations, deep connections, and dates that feel natural? If so, every small action you take should move you toward that version of yourself. Confidence isn't something you wake up with one day. It's built through consistent, intentional steps. Put yourself in environments where you naturally thrive. When your actions align with your strengths, confidence becomes a byproduct, not a struggle. Now that you've got the tools to build confidence as an introvert in dating, the real work begins, putting it into action. Will there be bumps along the way? Absolutely. But every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the version of yourself that's ready for deep, fulfilling connections. So, what are you waiting for? Challenge yourself. Take that first step, make that first move, and see how it transforms your dating life. Final. If you're ready for more insights and practical tips, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss what's coming next.